The first month is the most important because this is where your old life ends and your new life begins. Most people dream about success, but very few are willing to let go of the habits that keep them stuck. They want a better future while continuing the same routines that created their current reality. That can never work. If you want a different life, you must become a different person. Every great transformation begins with one difficult decision: to stop living on autopilot and start living with purpose. Take an honest look at your daily routine. What do you do when you wake up? How much time do you waste scrolling through your phone? How many promises have you made to yourself that you never kept? Success isn't destroyed by one huge mistake. It is destroyed by hundreds of small, repeated habits that slowly steal your time, energy, and confidence. Every time you say, "I'll do it tomorrow," you're teaching your mind that your goals aren't important. Every time you choose comfort over discipline, you're delaying the life you truly deserve. This first month is about declaring war on those habits. Stop negotiating with your excuses. Excuses sound convincing because they come from your own mind. They tell you that you're too tired, too busy, too old, too young, or not ready yet. But successful people hear the same excuses and choose to act anyway. They understand that motivation comes and goes, but discipline stays. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Remember this powerful truth: your future is created by what you do every single day, not by what you do once in a while. If you improve just 1% every day, your life will look completely different after 6 months. Small victories create unstoppable momentum. Wake up a little earlier. Read 10 pages of a good book. Exercise for 30 minutes. Write down your goals. Finish one important task before checking social media. These actions may seem small, but repeated every day, they create extraordinary results. One of the biggest reasons people fail is because they rely on feelings. They work hard when they feel motivated and quit when they don't. Winners don't ask themselves whether they feel like working. They simply do the work. Feelings change with the weather, but commitment remains. The moment you stop letting your emotions control your actions, you become stronger than most people around you. You also need to protect your environment. If you spend your time with people who complain, gossip, and make excuses, eventually you'll start thinking like them. Success is contagious, but so is negativity. Surround yourself with people who inspire growth. Listen to motivational speeches. Read books that challenge your thinking. And learn from those who have already achieved what you want. Feed your mind with ideas that make you stronger instead of filling it with negativity that makes you weaker. This month is also about keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say you'll wake up at 6 o'clock, wake up at 6. Every time you promise yourself you'll complete a task, complete it. When you repeatedly break promises to yourself, your confidence disappears. You begin to doubt your own ability. But every promise you keep sends a powerful message to your subconscious: I can trust myself. Self-confidence isn't built by talking positively. It's built by proving to yourself that your actions match your words. Don't expect this journey to be easy. Your old habits will fight back. There will be mornings when your bed feels more comfortable than your dreams. There will be days when quitting seems easier than continuing. Those are the moments that define your future. Every time you choose discipline instead of comfort, you're building mental strength. Every difficult decision is making you into someone who can handle greater success. Stop comparing your progress to other people. Your competition isn't the person next to you. Your competition is the version of yourself from yesterday. Focus on becoming slightly better every single day. Improvement doesn't have to be dramatic. Consistency is far more powerful than intensity. It's better to work on your goals every day for 30 minutes than to work for 10 hours once a month and then quit. Another habit you must destroy is the habit of waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect time to begin. If you wait until everything is easy, you'll wait forever. Start with what you have. Start where you are. The first step will always feel uncomfortable, but confidence grows through action, not before it. Every successful person you admire once stood exactly where you are now, uncertain, afraid, and inexperienced. The difference is they started anyway. Discipline also means learning to say no. Say no to distractions. Say no to wasting hours on meaningless entertainment. Say no to people who constantly pull you away from your goals. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to something that truly matters. Protect your time because your time is your life. Once a day is gone, you can never get it back. At the end of this first month, don't measure your success only by money or achievements. Measure it by the person you've become. Are you more disciplined? Are you stronger mentally? Are you keeping your promises? Are you controlling your habits instead of letting your habits control you? If the answer is yes, then you've already won the biggest battle. Never forget this: success is not built in one giant leap. It is built one disciplined decision at a time. Every early morning, every completed task, every temptation you resist, and every excuse you refuse is shaping the future you've always wanted. Destroy your old habits, master yourself, and lay a foundation so strong that nothing can shake it. This first month is not just the beginning of a 6-month plan. It is the beginning of a completely new life. By the time you enter the second and third months of your journey, you've already done something that most people never do. You've started changing your habits, but now comes a challenge that is even greater. Changing your routine is difficult, but changing your mindset is what truly transforms your life. The way you think determines the way you act, and the way you act determines the results you get. If you continue thinking like the person you used to be, you will eventually return to your old life. That is why these 2 months are dedicated to building a mindset that cannot be broken by failure, criticism, fear, or temporary setbacks. Your mind is the control center of your entire life. Every decision, every opportunity, every success, and every failure begins with a single thought. Most people lose long before they ever step onto the battlefield because they convince themselves they are not good enough. They say, I'm not smart enough. I don't have enough money. I don't have the right connections. Or maybe success is only for other people. These thoughts quietly become beliefs, and those beliefs become reality. If you want a different future, you must first replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Start paying attention to the conversations you have with yourself. The words you repeat inside your mind are shaping your identity every single day. If you constantly criticize yourself, your confidence will slowly disappear. But if you train yourself to speak with confidence, determination, and hope, your mind will begin searching for solutions instead of excuses. Replace I can't with I'll find a way. Replace it's impossible with it's difficult, but I can learn. These simple changes may seem small, but they completely change how your brain responds to challenges. One of the greatest lessons you must learn during these months is that failure is not your enemy. Failure is your teacher. Every successful entrepreneur, athlete, artist, and leader has experienced failure more times than most people could imagine. The difference is that they never allowed failure to define them. They treated every setback as feedback. Every mistake became a lesson. Every disappointment became preparation for something greater. If you learn to see failure this way, nothing will have the power to stop you. There will be moments when people doubt your dreams. Some will laugh at your goals because they cannot imagine achieving them themselves. Others may criticize you simply because your ambition reminds them of their own lack of action. Do not allow someone else's limited thinking to become your limitation. The opinions of others are not your destiny. Your future belongs to the person who keeps moving forward despite criticism. Mental strength is built in uncomfortable moments. Anyone can stay positive when everything is going well. The real test comes when life becomes difficult. When things don't go according to plan, your mindset will determine your next move. Will you quit or will you adapt? Will you complain or will you find another solution? Strong people are not those who never struggle. Strong people are those who refuse to stay down after life knocks them down. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? Instead ask, what is this trying to teach me? That one question shifts your focus from being a victim to becoming a learner. Every challenge carries a lesson. Every obstacle develops a new skill. Every difficult season prepares you for greater responsibility. Life isn't punishing you, it is training you. Another habit you must develop is emotional control. You cannot let anger, fear, frustration, or disappointment make your decisions. Emotions are temporary, but the choices you make during emotional moments can affect your life for years. When something goes wrong, pause before reacting. Give yourself time to think clearly. Calm minds make better decisions than emotional minds. The strongest people are not those who have no emotions. They are the ones who have learned to control them. These months are also about developing patience. We live in a world where everyone wants instant results. People expect success after a few weeks of effort, and when it doesn't happen, they quit. Real success doesn't happen overnight. It is built day after day, month after month, through consistent effort. Think of a tree. It spends years growing strong roots before it becomes tall enough for everyone to notice. Your progress is the same. Just because others cannot see your growth doesn't mean it isn't happening. Protect your mind from negativity. Be careful about what you watch, what you listen to, and who you spend your time with. Your environment silently shapes your thinking. If you constantly consume negative news, endless complaints, and toxic conversations, your mind will begin expecting failure. Instead, fill your days with books, podcasts, motivational speeches, and people who challenge you to grow. Every positive idea you feed your mind becomes another brick in the foundation of your future success. Visualize the person you want to become. Don't just imagine achieving your goals. Imagine becoming the kind of person who deserves them. Picture yourself walking with confidence, making wise decisions, overcoming obstacles, and staying calm under pressure. Your brain responds to repeated visualization by making those actions feel more natural. The more clearly you see your future self, the easier it becomes to act like that person today. Never underestimate the power of consistency. You don't need to feel fearless every day. You simply need to keep moving forward. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to act despite fear. Every day you refuse to quit, your mindset becomes stronger. Every challenge you overcome proves to yourself that you're capable of more than you once believed. As the third month comes to an end, look back at the person you were before you started this journey. You are no longer controlled by excuses. You are no longer afraid of failure. You no longer seek approval from everyone around you. You have begun to develop something that money cannot buy and circumstances cannot destroy: an unbreakable mindset. Remember, success is never won first in the outside world. It is won inside your mind. The battles you conquer within yourself determine the victories you experience in your life. Build a mind that refuses to surrender, a heart that refuses to lose hope, and a spirit that keeps moving forward, no matter how difficult the road becomes. Once your mindset becomes unbreakable, your success becomes only a matter of time. By the 4th and 5th months, you have already built discipline and strengthened your mindset. Now it is time for the most important step of all, taking massive action. This is where dreams stop being ideas and start becoming reality. Many people spend years reading books, watching motivational videos, making plans, and waiting for the perfect opportunity. They know what they should do, but they never actually do it. Knowledge without action changes nothing. The difference between ordinary people and extraordinary people is not what they know. It's what they consistently do. The biggest obstacle standing between you and success is not a lack of talent or resources. It is fear. Fear whispers that you are not ready. Fear tells you that you might fail, be criticized, lose money, or embarrass yourself. But here's the truth: fear has stopped more dreams than failure ever could. Failure teaches you. Fear only keeps you standing still. Every successful person has felt afraid before making a big decision. The difference is they refuse to let fear become the driver of their lives. Think about how many opportunities have passed you by simply because you hesitated. Maybe you wanted to start a business, learn a new skill, apply for a better job, or chase a lifelong dream, but you kept waiting. You told yourself that next month would be better, next year would be easier, or someday everything would finally be perfect. That perfect day never came because it doesn't exist. Success belongs to those who act while they are still uncertain. You don't need complete confidence before taking the first step. Confidence grows because of action, not before it. Stop asking yourself, what if I fail? Start asking, what if I succeed? Imagine how different your life could be if you gave your absolute best for the next 60 days. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that you are moving closer to your goals instead of making excuses. The only way to discover your true potential is to push beyond the limits you have accepted for yourself. Massive action does not mean being busy every second of the day. It means focusing your energy on the actions that create real results. Many people mistake movement for progress. They answer emails, organize files, scroll through information, and call it productivity. But none of those activities matter if they don't move you closer to your biggest goal. Every morning, ask yourself one powerful question. What is the most important thing I can do today that will bring me closer to my dream? Then do that first, before distractions steal your attention. You will never feel completely ready. Waiting until you feel ready is one of the greatest traps in life. Every entrepreneur, athlete, author, and leader began before they felt qualified. They learned along the way. Growth happens during action, not during endless preparation. The road becomes clear only after you begin walking. There will be setbacks during these months. Some plans will fail. Some people will reject your ideas. Some days will leave you feeling exhausted. That is normal. Success is not about avoiding problems. It is about refusing to stop because of them. Every obstacle is testing how badly you want your future. Will you give up at the first sign of difficulty, or will you adjust your strategy and continue moving forward? Winners are not people who never experience setbacks. Winners are people who refuse to let setbacks become permanent. Another powerful habit to develop is making decisions quickly and taking action immediately. Opportunities rarely wait for people who hesitate. The longer you delay, the more fear grows inside your mind. Action weakens fear. Every time you take a bold step, your confidence increases because you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling challenges. Even if the outcome isn't perfect, you gain experience that no book or course can teach. During these months, stop seeking everyone's approval. If you wait until everyone believes in your vision, you will never begin. Some people won't understand your goals because they cannot see what you see. Others may even discourage you because your courage reminds them of the risks they were too afraid to take. Don't let someone else's fear become your limitation. Your future is not determined by their opinion. It is determined by your actions. Discipline is still important, but now you must combine discipline with courage. Every day should include at least one action that pushes you outside your comfort zone. Make the phone call you've been avoiding. Launch the project you've been delaying. Introduce yourself to someone who inspires you. Learn the skill you've been postponing. Every uncomfortable action expands your confidence and shrinks your fear. Remember that perfection is the enemy of progress. Too many people spend months trying to make everything flawless before they start. They keep editing, changing, and overthinking until the opportunity disappears. Successful people understand that imperfect action will always beat perfect intentions. It is better to make mistakes while moving forward than to remain stuck waiting for perfection. Protect your momentum. Once you begin seeing progress, don't become complacent. Success has a dangerous habit of making people comfortable. The moment you think you've done enough is often the moment your growth begins to slow. Stay hungry. Continue learning. Continue improving. Continue challenging yourself. Momentum is one of the greatest forces in success. Once you build it, guard it with everything you have. Take responsibility for every result in your life. Stop blaming your circumstances, your past, your family, or your luck. The moment you accept full responsibility, you take back your power. You may not control everything that happens to you, but you always control how you respond. That response determines whether you remain where you are or move toward something greater. As the 5th month comes to an end, you'll notice something remarkable. The things that once terrified you now feel normal. The actions you used to avoid have become part of your routine. You have stopped waiting for permission, stopped depending on motivation, and stopped letting fear make your decisions. You are becoming someone who acts with purpose, confidence, and determination. Never forget this truth: dreams do not reward wishful thinking. They reward courageous action. Every successful life is built one bold decision at a time. The world does not belong to those who simply dream about greatness. It belongs to those who dare to take the first step, keep moving when the journey becomes difficult, and refuse to quit when others lose hope. These 2 months are your opportunity to prove that your future is worth fighting for. Take massive action, face your fears head on, and let your courage become the bridge between the life you have and the life you have always imagined. The 6th month is not simply the end of your success plan. It is the beginning of a completely new version of yourself. If you have truly committed to this journey, you are no longer the person who started 6 months ago. Your habits have changed. Your mindset has grown stronger. Your actions have become more intentional. But the greatest transformation is not what you have achieved. It is who you have become. Success is never just about reaching a destination. It is about becoming the kind of person who can create success again and again. Many people believe that achieving a goal will change their lives forever. They think that once they earn more money, start a business, get fit, or receive recognition, they will finally feel successful. But the truth is, goals are temporary. The person you become while pursuing those goals is permanent. Money can be lost. Businesses can fail. Opportunities can disappear. But if you have built discipline, resilience, confidence, and wisdom, you can rebuild everything. That is why your greatest achievement after 6 months is not a result. It is your new identity. Look back at the person you were before you began this journey. Maybe you doubted yourself. Maybe you procrastinated, feared failure, or constantly searched for excuses. Perhaps you waited for motivation before taking action. Today, those habits no longer define you. You have proven that discipline is stronger than excuses. You have discovered that courage grows every time you face your fears. You have learned that consistency beats talent when talent refuses to work. These lessons are now part of who you are, and no one can take them away. Your dreams demand a certain version of you. They require someone who wakes up with purpose instead of hesitation, someone who solves problems instead of creating excuses, someone who keeps moving even when life becomes difficult. The life you desire cannot be built by the person you used to be. Every great dream asks a simple question: who must you become to deserve this future? The answer is found in your daily choices. Never stop improving yourself simply because you have achieved a few victories. Success can become dangerous when it creates comfort. Many people climb one mountain and then decide to rest forever. They become satisfied with average because they fear losing what they have gained. But true winners understand that growth never ends. Every achievement becomes the starting point for the next challenge. They continue learning, improving, and pushing themselves because excellence is no longer something they do. It is who they are. Protect the habits that changed your life. The routines you built over the past 6 months are the foundation of your future. Continue waking up with intention. Continue exercising your body and your mind. Continue reading books that expand your thinking. Continue setting goals that stretch your abilities. Continue surrounding yourself with people who inspire growth instead of comfort. Success is not maintained through luck. It is maintained through disciplined habits repeated every single day. You must also learn to stay humble. Growth is impossible when pride convinces you that you already know everything. No matter how successful you become, there will always be someone who can teach you something valuable. Stay curious. Stay open to feedback. Continue asking questions. The moment you believe you have nothing left to learn is the moment your progress begins to slow. At this stage, your responsibility becomes greater than your own success. Your transformation should inspire others. Your actions should encourage people who are struggling to believe that change is possible. You don't have to be famous to make an impact. Sometimes your consistency, your attitude, and your courage become the motivation someone else desperately needs. Lead by example. Let your life become proof that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things through discipline and perseverance. There will still be difficult days. Becoming stronger does not mean life will suddenly become easy. Challenges will continue to appear because every new level of success brings greater responsibility. But now you are different. Problems that once overwhelmed you now become opportunities to grow. Fear no longer controls your decisions. Failure no longer destroys your confidence. You have built the mental strength to face uncertainty with courage instead of panic. Another lesson you must remember is that success is not measured only by wealth or achievements. Real success is waking up each morning with peace in your heart, confidence in your abilities, and purpose in your actions. It is knowing that you are becoming better than you were yesterday. It is having the discipline to keep your promises, the courage to face challenges, and the wisdom to remain grateful throughout the journey. Never compare your chapter to someone else's highlight reel. There will always be people who appear to be further ahead. But comparison steals joy and weakens confidence. Focus on your own path. Celebrate your own progress. Every step you have taken over these 6 months is proof that growth is possible when you refuse to quit. The only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. As you move beyond this 6-month plan, don't think of it as the finish line. Think of it as your new normal. Continue setting bigger goals. Continue challenging your limits. Continue becoming someone your future self will thank you for. Greatness is not built through one extraordinary moment. It is built through thousands of ordinary days lived with extraordinary discipline. One day, people will look at your success and assume you were lucky. They won't see the mornings you woke up before sunrise, the sacrifices you made, the fears you faced, or the countless times you chose discipline over comfort. They will only see the result. But you will know the truth. You earned every step through consistency, courage, and relentless effort. Remember this for the rest of your life. Your dreams are never waiting for a more talented person. They are waiting for a more committed version of you. Become that person every single day. Let discipline become your lifestyle, learning become your habit, courage become your identity, and growth become your lifelong mission. 6 months may have started this transformation, but the person you have become now has the power to keep growing, keep winning, and keep creating a life that once seemed impossible. Your greatest success is no longer ahead of you. It is already alive within the person you have chosen to become.